Or we could play Decked Out. The issue with Decked Out, again, is like you have to die to complete the game. And I'm like, are we assuming we get respawns?
Well, at least in the Minecraft setting, we have a respawn.
But would it hurt? Would we be traumatized? But we know what death is like.
That's the whole question of, like, thousands of fan fiction is, does it hurt to die in Minecraft?
Sing to me, Euterpe, muse of music, of those who cosplay, and the groups who gather to dance, singing the songs and the videos put together out of love. Welcome to FanDive. My name is Chaos.
And my name is Andy.
And today we are talking about something near and dear to our hearts, and that is CMVs.
I love them so much. They hold a special place inside of me.
A little small corner of my heart has been carved out and replaced by a CMV. But what is a CMV, Andy? What does it stand for?
CMV stands for a cosplay music video. The way you say AMVs are the animated music videos, CMVs are specifically cosplay music videos. Videos made by cosplayers, sometimes lip syncing to the music, sometimes dancing to the music, sometimes creating a storyline, playing out to this song, that song, whatever type thing.
CMVs
people get together, make them.
Were immensely popular back during 2008 to 2012, I think, were their high points.
I don't know % the exact years.
Maybe later. I feel like I watched a lot of CMVs middle school to high school. So that would be like 13, 14, whatever. There was a period of time where CMVs were all the rage. If you were a cosplayer, you were in a CMV.
I would say it's certainly pre-COVID. It has to be pre-TikTok.
Well, so CMVs, cosplay music videos as a whole, they had a dying out point long before COVID. And that was largely due to the big change YouTube made where copyrights were suddenly the thing. And your channel would disappear if you broke too many copyright things, even if you weren't monetized. Like, there was a period of time where it's like, if you use copyrighted music like 3 times, I think it was, you're gone. Yeah. You're gone.
And so creating any of these music videos, regardless if it was cosplay animation, it suddenly died down a lot because you can't make these if you know they're just going to disappear in a few weeks. They take a lot of energy. Making the costume alone takes a lot of time, effort, energy, money, but then creating a music video from it, just to not know if it will still be there in a week, in a month, whatever. If you don't know if it's going to be worth it, you're not going to do it. Or at least less people are going to do it. So it did die down for a while.
And then TikTok happened. Where suddenly there was a platform to sing and dance to music without worry about copyright, and you could do so in costumes. TikTok was a huge resurgent for cosplay as a whole.
I think it started back when TikTok was still Musical.ly, because you still can't do full several minutes to an entire song, but you could do little chunks, and you can make little silly videos, little memes. Like you'd have in animation, you'd have animation stuff where it's just this chunk of a song and doing the same dance, and suddenly you're getting the same thing with just the chunk of the song and a certain dance in costume. So it wasn't the same. It wasn't a full production anymore, but we were allowed again. We were allowed to do music again.
TikTok also allowed for a much lower entry point to cosplay. A lot of people before TikTok, when they thought of cosplay, they thought of something elaborate, something almost competition level of costume. And now everyone has their own little subsection of cosplay that they do. Some people do very easy closet cosplay. Some people do that whole, like, I'm competing with this thing. But the closet cosplay took off in TikTok because the idea was you put on a costume, you film a video, you put it off. There was no, I'm going out, I'm showing this off, I'm in public. You could honestly do a costume that was, waistline and up now.
Yeah, and you do get those. Those do happen. I know at least a couple of times when I was feeling a little lazy, when I would get into my costumes, I'd just wear my pajama bottoms. Because I didn't want to put on a full mumbo suit. I just wanted to put on a mumbo top. But it became easier to do it because you won't have to spend a bunch of money to go to a convention in order to show off a costume. You could just make a costume for your own house to sit around looking like Jacksepticeye if you want to.
And we not to call Grian out here, but you also didn't need to do the back. Like if you were doing a whole set of beautiful parrot wings, you only needed to put the feathers on the front half because you weren't going to turn around and show your back.
So that did impact that there is now considered a difference in internet cosplay versus convention cosplay. I know there's at least a few people who can like point out the difference in the wild. I don't know how to say it other than in the wild. When you go to a convention, you'll have the people who have this is meant to be viewed from every angle, and the ones this is meant to be viewed from the front with stage lights.
the
makeup alone is
laziness
so
level I've gotten where certain makeup things where I'm just like, it'll be fine. I know how to do my lighting, and I'm like, oh, I'm actually prepping for a convention right now. Maybe I should get better at that.
And that's not to say that the internet cosplays are worse. They are simply made to be in front of a camera. So your makeup has to be a lot more extreme in to show properly. The same way people who are doing productions on a stage need to have more drastic makeup because when you have these bright lights on your face, it could wash out.
We've talked about this before, I think. Like back when I was first doing my Cub fan cosplay of season 10 with like the paint splatters all over his face, I did like very vibrant eyeshadow, and then I got in front of my camera and I'm like, this is washed out to look like bruises at this point.
Yeah, and so it's not necessarily that they're worse. It's just they have to have different focuses in the costume. If you're going to just be filming your waist up, then you're going to spend less time focusing on whatever leggings or design. It really, really depends. But you have a more intricate chest piece, a thing that doesn't come off as easily. Or maybe it does, depending on what you want. But as somebody who is doing more conventions but doesn't like to do things online, wants to make sure the silhouette of it is better, where they won't put as much details in the top or stuff, but will focus on, hey, does this look good from a distance type thing. And obviously it's going to depend cosplayer to cosplayer, but that's kind of the main differences you'll see between those. And that did come from things such as Instagram and TikTok allowing you to use music and adaptations of these cosplayers going, well, this is the way we can show it off. This is how we can do it. This is the way we can do it. And introducing that to newer people.
And now there's also the CMVs that we've been involved in, actually, is worth bringing up. The way that CMVs are being organized now, before, back during the big YouTube era of CMVs were an in-person thing. You would gather around in a field and record it over a couple of different days, or maybe one big afternoon if you were like, this is what we're doing and this is how we're doing it exactly at this moment. But now, CMVs and the cosplay community has really spread across the world, and you're like, hey, I just need a clip of you saying these lines, doing these actions by the end of next month. And so it's less of like, oh, we're all going to gather around and do this together. It's more of like, just send me your things and I'll edit it together. It's a very different vibe of collaboration, but it also allows for a much bigger scale of how many people are involved.
It changes how it's done, like in the same way that it changes how it's done when you're doing cosplays internet versus convention. It also changes those music videos because now you can't do big interactions between characters unless those two people know each other in real life. You have the weird transitions. You know, early TikTok when they would do one of the most common it's not even a music video, but the crossovers between cosplayers would be like dropping a makeup brush and trading it between hands, even if you're not actually interacting with each other, trading between those hands. And so all of the interactions have to be based on you can't actually touch each other, and you won't look like you're in the same room because you're on opposite sides of the world. Therefore, figure it out.
Something that's also like very easy to point out, it's like, oh yeah, people have like duets now where they can put their screen and their character next to someone else's, but their backgrounds are different. Their environment is different. Their lighting is different. Like, you can do a lot, but at the same time, it's like, there's an inherent separation barrier when dealing with things online versus in person.
I know. I was proud of how my project turned out because it was literally I created the concept of doing this, and then I found out other people have started doing this again, but using non-copyrighted music most of the time. Let's go, fan music for the win.
Fan music for the win. I mean, we're still dealing with copyright issues, but YouTube has gotten a lot more lax on like if you're not monetizing things, you can get away with using copyrighted music.
Yeah, it's still really difficult because it will, for a number of songs, it'll automatically just mute the whole thing, regardless of if it's copyright or not. So you still have to be particular, and if it is copyright, they will region restrict it. They will. They do so much. So it's gotten better, but I think it's more that the cosplayers have gotten more crafty about what they use. But you have. When I did it in mine, we have people from America, we have people from England, we have people from France, we have people from the Netherlands. And that's what I find the most cool about it is the variety in people. To be able to, yeah, we cannot connect the same way we used to, but we found a new way to do it and to teach people on the other side of the world, this is how I do my cosplay. Oh, this is how I do my cosplay. You can make fake facial hair like that during the process. And it's different and it's more difficult, but it's still something new and not bad.
Yes, I feel like we've been phrasing it's like, oh, the golden age of YouTube CMVs were the
Mm-mm.
best. That's not true. Things are inherently
They're just
different.
nostalgic.
Yeah, and it's like you're looking back on it, it's like, I mean, people were also limited in what they had access to back then. Like people are so much more creative and resources are so much more abundant nowadays that like everything looks different now and we have a bigger community because we can reach farther. And yeah, sometimes organizing CMVs is a pain in the butt because a person says they'll get their clips in by the end of the day and then you never hear from them again. Like
Yeah.
that
Uh-huh.
sucks.
Uh-huh.
That sucks.
Uh-huh.
But
Uh-huh.
it's also it's like you wouldn't deal with that originally because you would know them in person and you would be the one recording, but also you wouldn't know that person originally, like because they're on the other side of the world.
Mhm. And you might never see them again. When you're doing it in person, sometimes you make friends that are cosplayers in person. And you're like, this is great. I've not had a person like this. And then, well, that really depends. But this is a new person. I don't know you. This is whoa. Let's get to know each other, and you really bond as cosplayers and at friends at whatever event, and then you never see each other again. Goodbye.
There used to be an IRL event that I would go to. It happened a couple years in a row. It might have been like a yearly thing, but I only went to it a few times within the Hitalia fandom. Now, as cringy as Hitalia was, and I will say it to the end of my earth, it was one of the first fandoms I was ever truly involved in. And they went out of their way to make sure that, like, the story of Hitalia was the world coming together both during like really bad times and really good times. And so the idea was like, let's have community meetups at public parks or at conventions or in places where we could safely meet up and interact with each other to show that we're safely interacting, we're meeting up, we're being kind to each other. And I did see people organize CMVs through this kind of platform of like, hey, it's National Hitalia Day. We're all meeting up at the park next to Disneyland or whatever. Let's film a CMV there, bring your costumes. And it was like, it wasn't
Yeah.
planned, but it was like, it was a known day where people could get together.
Well, I think that's one of the most important parts of fandom is the community. But there are communities, fandoms that I'm a part of that I don't talk about simply due to the fact that I don't want to interact with that fandom. They are not that nice. So regardless of how cringy the medium is, Minecraft, it can
Minecraft.
still be a fantastic thing if the community around it is nice, and you still might want to be a part of this because everybody wants community. Hey, let's meet up. Hey, let's have a group chat together. Hey, let's compare our techniques. Oh, you don't know how to make this? I can send you a PDF of the design thing. That's also a newer thing, is being able to send things like the 3D printed design and just send it to a friend and go, hey, you can make what I just made too for this very specific cosplay. Or I know that nowadays you actually can find designs for different EVA foam stuff.
Oh, EVA foam, like armor patterning. That
Hmm.
it's like the birth of Etsy was really like, and now cosplayers are taking over. It's like that
Yeah.
wasn't a thing before. You just kind of had to figure it out, and it has exploded in such a way where it's like, yeah, I'm actively making a suit of armor. And I had a family member look at what I was doing, and they were like, "Is this how other people do it?" And I'm like, "They usually use better material, but yeah, this is how people do
Hmm.
it."
Hmm. Yeah. And it's tedious, but it makes it easier for new people to get into it. TikTok, Etsy, um, these smaller communities expand the reach that cosplay can do. It makes it more normalized, so it's not just a strange person thing to do. Because TikTok was really built off of cosplayers, if you ask me. Um,
Well, it's built off of dancers, but cosplayers really fit into that.
yeah, because again, music videos, we didn't have them anymore, and we're like, uh, fight me, I'm gonna dance in my costume so that everybody can see my costume.
I remember right at the moment CMVs kind of disappeared from the internet, there was a surge of like taking this character cosplay to the mall, baking in this character cosplay. It was a lot of like, we
Mm-hmm.
can't sing and dance anymore. Let's pretend we're these characters and like give a little skit or like give a little role play of them interacting with the world. And I'm like,
I did actually like those.
those were fun. Those were enjoyable, but they came as a result of the fact that we couldn't have music anymore.
It's also why cosplay can take so many more skills than just sewing. Because sometimes it's not sewing, sometimes it's foam work. But once you have all of those things made, all of the leather working, metal working, anything you want to put in your costume, you then have to deal with, okay, well, how do you want to show this? Do you need to learn how to video edit? Do you need to learn how to act well? Do you need to learn how to write skits? It takes more skills to just show off this thing you've made than it is to make it at times.
Yeah, if
And
you've ever competed or seen a cosplay competition, there's different categories for a reason. There's like needlework, which is people who've taken fabric, cut it up, and sewn it together. Then there's foam work of people who've taken foam, cut it up, and put it together. And then there's so many like others, like you can also enter into the skit competition where you're not just competing with your outfit and like showing up and doing a catwalk on stage, but like you're singing, you're dancing, you're performing something like that. They're separate categories and they're judged differently.
it's almost like those pageants that people talk about. It's like a pageant where, yeah, you do have to look nice, you have to have a well made outfit and stuff, and you're showing off your costume. But if you don't come with like a talent to show off as well, then it's just you standing there. And in its base, it is entertainment and it is showing your passion for the thing. So you're just standing there being like, yeah, I have a
I
costume,
have a
I
costume.
made it.
I saw a video the other day of someone like showing off the best way to pose in pictures. And the way they talked about it was like, you have to move like someone's taking a video of you. You have to have movement so your body doesn't look stiff and awkward in the thing. I'm like, oh, that's why all the people who used to do CMVs get such good photographs done because they have this inherent way of moving their body that's like posing to the
Hmm.
camera with a level of gentleness attached.
There's also like specific, I'm gonna say anime poses where it's such people make fun of it that the single finger up. What are you talking about? And there's certain type of movement with your arms and body
But
that
it's
is really
movements.
animated and really strange. But you gotta move around and do weird pointing at the
But
sky and
those
yourself.
photograph so well because they're designed to be looked at and they're designed to be done in emotion.
But also designed to look more animated and like a character, not that's a normal guy named Steve. It's more, this is a character in front of me. This looks amazing, and it looks maybe like the original character.
There's just a level of you have to know your character in order to cosplay. Like I've seen people who like, yeah, my friend just wanted, I mean, I've been one of these people. My friend just wanted me to cosplay this character. And I'm like, I know of them. Sure, I'll do it with you because you are really excited about this and you're really passionate about it. And I'm like, we get to the photos and I'm like, and I'm standing here looking cool, but I'm like, I don't know how this character moves. I haven't memorized or like analyzed this character on a page and just see how they're drawn. Because like some characters have a tendency of like, this is taught in theater class. Like, how do you walk? Is it chest forward, hips forward, knees forward? Like, what is drawing your body weight forward? And that does affect how people move and how people stand and how people act. And, you know, TikTok CMVs love them to pieces. They're so chest up. You don't get the same effect of like knowing the heart of the character.
Like I said, it's the difference between waist chest up versus working on the silhouette of it.
Mm-hmm. It's an interesting silly that I do appreciate.
Yeah, we have had more recently due to the influx of non-copyrighted music and fan music. Shout out Gideon again.
There's whole like Spotify playlists of like DMCA free music or whatever, and a lot of that has lyrics to it, and there's good resources you can reach to. It's like, I want to make a CMV, I'm scared of the copyright though. That's no longer really a limitation. It's a limitation if you have your heart set on a copyrighted song, but there's alternatives now.
If you have your heart set on a copyrighted song, you then get somebody's cover of that song.
Even still, that's a little iffy, but you're more likely to get away with it.
It's back, kind of. It's always been here, but we just find new ways to do it all the time, and I think that's how a lot of creativity-based things work. It's here, but we can't do it that way. Okay, new way to do it. Ooh,
we just gotta keep reinventing drawing circles, and ain't that the way of things? All right, on to the Q&A.
I don't have a song picked out in my head, so let's just do.
All right. All these questions come from Tumblr. I think it was the same person who was like, I have anonymous questions to ask. I'm like, I deeply appreciate you. And by the way, hey, if you have questions and you don't want to tell us who's asking them, you can hit the anonymous button on their Tumblr Ask page. All right. Question number 1. If you had a theme song for your life, what would it be?
Okay, please hold on. I have at least 3 songs that I can list. I have a playlist that's just my songs. I think the playlist is just called Who Is the End for the funny effect, but also is nice. The Musical by Bears and Trees. My character's song that for the characterized version of me, I will use People Watching by Conan Gray. And The Projectionist by Sleeping at Last is also one of the ones where I'm like, yes, good. Chaos, go.
His issues, and another question I didn't really think about beforehand. But I feel like the vibe of the song would be something from like Cosmo Sheldrake, like, oh, maybe The Moss or The Pelican Dance, but none of those feel like, yeah, that's my playlist song. That's the song that's the theme song of my life, you know? I don't know. Like, I love that.
I think about my own. I think about the song that would play as I walk into a room in a show all the time. Like, all the time. I daydream about this when I'm listening to music of who in my life would this song play to as they walk into an area?
Here's the deal. Like, I'm gonna be very honest with y'all for a quick second. My family has a history of like, mood swings is the wrong term, but like we get pretty short tempers, and unfortunately I've realized that's genetic and I'm working on it, but it's very genetic. So I need a song that's like, it has that fun, playful vibe, but it does have this undertone of like, maybe don't make me mad, because I get mean when I'm mad, you know?
Dirty Imbeciles by Happy Fits. There you go. Take it.
Oh, I want it to be from a musical. I do, but I don't know if I'm cool enough for that.
Isn't that my thing? A musical?
Maybe Babylon from Dirt Poor Robins, of like, Babylon and on till the da da da. I like something about, maybe something that's very quick paced for talking a lot. I do talk. I talk a lot. I talk a lot. I don't know if you've realized this, Andy, but we're on a podcast where I talk a lot.
I offered to join you, so... Hey Runner by the Arcadian Wild for you, perhaps?
Ooh, that's a good one. That is a good one.
Got that quick pace, and you also got the, this is fine! It's not like I have something to do, so take your time, I guess.
Yeah, the issues of like a lot of the ones I'm looking through right now, I'm like, I'm not cool enough for that. Or that's like a really good song, but it's not quite my vibe. To the Dungeons by
Hmm.
CG5. I like that one. It's like, but again, is that me? I don't know if I have an answer for this question. I really don't, but
Why
I
would you
I
not
enjoy
have
it.
a playlist for songs that are you? I can list more from mine. Is that what you want?
No, we'll come back to this like in a few weeks and be
Pebbles
like, don't
by Bug
worry.
Hunter?
Ooh. Oh, Sweet Tooth by Scott Hellman. Again, I don't know if that's me though. That's a good song, but I don't know if that's me.
Straight Ahead by Dom Ferrer?
I Will Find My Way Home by Juniper Val. Oh,
I'm not gonna
something
list a couple of these, they're
from
too sad.
Lightning Thief musical. Try by the Lightning Thief musical. I want that one. I want that one.
Good. My oldest one is Quiet from Matilda,
Oh, that's a
and
good
she's
one.
actually from the musical.
I like that one. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's my longest lasting one. Pick another question or let's leave.
Oh, question number 2. If you were an animation style, what would your style be?
Give me stop motion.
Stop motion?
Give me a stop motion.
I really love those simplified styles of like their eyeballs are black squares that move around their circle face as like do you remember that era again of like TikTok animation where someone has a still image and they just move like things around on it? It's like, oh, let me just put my stylus on this picture and then shake the drawing and it's like you can see the box of like the selection era.
We still do that.
Whatever that style is, that's me. I'm that.
We still do that, and it's great.
It's beautiful. It's such an elegant, fun, simple way of like,
They just take the eyes, take the corner of the selection box, and just make them bigger.
ooh, that's me. I love the meta-ness of like, yeah, this is how you animate. Clearly.
Clearly. Good answer.
I think that's a good answer. Question number 3. If you were allowed to visit a fantasy world for vacation, so it's a temporary visit, which one would you pick?
I don't have a... Well, actually...
I mean, Hermitcraft. I don't know if that counts,
Yeah,
but Hermitcraft.
But, like, where would you go in Hermitcraft? Because one of my first thoughts was, oh, you're like Gem's Kingdom from season 9.
Ooh, I mean, the soup group from season 9 would be just a fun place. Like, I want to go explore that.
But if you're going to season 9, go to Scarland.
Go to Scar. I want to go to Scarland. Yeah, Hermitcraft season 9. That's my. Oh.
But then I started thinking, surely I have a better answer than even more Minecraft.
Mm-hmm.
Well, then I was thinking, well, Pokemon's world is pretty great.
I don't know about Pokemon's world. I don't think I'd survive Pokemon's world.
No, but for vacation.
Yeah, but even on vacation, I would still die. Actually, you know what? Speaking of places I would totally die in, the world of Redstone and Skulk, how that story, that fanfiction depicts hells. Oh, I want to go visit that city. I want to go see the architecture of that city.
I'm still trying to think of different worlds. Most of the ones that I read or watch are post-apocalyptic, so it's really not good. Like Adventure Time. Do you really want to visit there?
Come on, grab. It would be so pretty, though. That's such a pretty world.
It would be pretty, but I'm not convinced I'd survive.
Yeah.
For vacation, I have no idea other than some of the Minecraft worlds. Like, let me visit Chromia from via season 2.
I'm looking through my bookshelf right now and I'm like, I would die here, I would die there, I would just, this beautiful story would not survive the setting.
Yeah. I know Scythe was good, but I wouldn't survive that. Well, technically I would, but not well. I wouldn't have fun there. So unfortunately, my answer is Minecraft again.
It's gonna have to be
because
Minecraft.
All of my favorite stories are like sci-fi or...
I'm looking at my art book of the Discworld and I'm like, the main city, though, of the Discworld is Ankh-Morpork, and, like, it's literally described as the worst part of every major city. It's muddy, it's grimy, it's crime-filled, but it's home. And I'm like, I don't know if I'd vacation there.
Yeah. I'm surprised you didn't say Windcraft, though.
Oh, Windcraft! I'm breaking in! No, I would absolutely be killed in Windcraft. My need to climb every single thing in that world,
yep.
I would just fall and disappear. One day I'm a high enough level, I am climbing that mountain. It will be done.
Play decked out.
Or we could play Decked Out. The issue with Decked Out, again, is like you have to die to complete the game. And I'm like, are we assuming we get respawns?
So at least in the Minecraft setting, we have a respawn.
But would it hurt? Would we be traumatized? Would we know what death is like?
That's the whole question of like thousands of fan fiction is, does it hurt to die in Minecraft?
I feel like this is a little weird to talk and compare it to, but like, you know how it's like a lot of people don't remember the pain of giving birth to a child because their brain just wipes out like that pain level it cannot remember? I feel like it'd be like that. All right, was that our last question? Yeah, we did 3.
Not me.
Oh. Okay. I guess go watch ND's CMV.
You were in it too!
I'm also there. But it's on your YouTube channel.
There. There's a lot of people there.
All right. Bye, guys. Thank you for listening to this week's episode of FanDive. We'll be back again next Monday diving into yet another fandom. Have a topic or question for the podcast? Head over to our website, fandive.tumblr.com. There you can also find any episode relevant images and general shenanigans that we get up to. It is Tumblr, after all. We're not afraid of being fans of things.